Here, Mother, I'll take it.
Thank you. Watch the knife.
Comes out. How did the work on?
Hungry?
James sat squarely on the wooden bench, a bit tired and dusty after the day's walk from the Mount of Olives. He paused, taking a small sip of a refreshing drink, before catching the eye of Andrew, who was watching him. Nodding toward the door, James motioned for Andrew to bar the door securely. James watched as Andrew dropped a huge block of wood into its customary position across the door. Simon Peter unbelted his sword, gruffly tossing it across the table, silently reconstructing the last few hours in his mind. Simon studied the smearing of blood left on the sheath. He felt little remorse at attacking the Roman soldier at Gethsemane Gardens. Still, the barred door gave him little security from those who sought a mere citizen that would attack one of the king's legions. James was the first to speak.
We saw a miracle this evening. It could have been to our downfall, but Jesus freed the moment by restoring the soldier's severed ear.
Simon Peter was swept away with emotion, lapsing into his native tongue by calling the Roman soldiers thugs. What did he do? Andrew moved closer to the lamplight, warming his hands from the evening chill.
Didn't you see that?
See what?
Judas. His kiss. It was meant to point out Jesus to the soldiers. The Sanhedrin want Jesus to explain the hearsay he spouts to the people by bringing him in before their council.
Traitor. Serpent with a poison fang. I'll take his ear when I see him.
Simon. Enough. Did you not hear Jesus say that this was his cup to bear? That we shan't take it away from the Father's hand by our ignorance.
Simon Peter became more introspective, checking his outburst in respect for James, whom he held in high regard.
But they will kill him. Probable already have as we sit here. Dragged his bloody body to Skull Hill to hang like a sheet in the wind.
At that precise moment, a certain display of light and fragrance filled the upper room. A sweet, earthy fragrance, like the red poppies off the slopes of Kidron Valley, moved slowly across the room. Ribbons of blush tinged an optical semblance of a man. As the man spoke, his breath sweetened the room's ambience.
My brother, the Lord God Almighty sent me to tell you, nothing of the kind will happen here. Judas Iscariot to this day, once dwelling among us. He dwells alone now, another officiates his office.
Jesus revealed his face to each man, and they understood. Later, bread was broken between them. Bartholomew, the scholar, went to the door and laid a hand on the hewed timber across the door.
Lord, the door is strongly fastened. Though you are here,
I am. Behold, I tarry at the door and rap soundly. If anyone hears my knock and opens the door, I will enter his dwelling and dine with him, and he with me. Answer the door, and through me you access a new opportunity greater than you can contain.
The image shadowed and disappeared as quickly as it came into the azure firmament of the uppermost atmosphere. Each disciple stood idle, looking aloft for what they could not see anymore. Mary Magdalene, a woman greatly trusted by Jesus, cured of demonic control, unwavering loyal to Christ for his exorcism that freed her, spoke up after some time had passed.
I'm looking at things not seen, for he exists outside of the sphere of space and time as we know of it. Much is in store for us, much more than we possibly can anticipate.
Is limited to my past experiences. That I see doors as wood and brass handles, but God sees doors as access to new dimensions. Because when Jesus says, I am the door, he is neither wood nor handle. He is a place of access to the next dimension. And for everything you're trying to get into, there is a door. And I want to warn you that all doors are not made of wood, and all doors don't have handles, but all doors do access something that you were locked out from before. Standing at a door, and I want you to be careful that you don't think that a door is always a door. It might be a person, it might be a job, it might be an opportunity, it might be a place, but God said you're standing.
In his last night of life on earth, Jesus delivered in the upper room a most important request to the Father, asking, may we become one with them as we are one. His prayer was expressed to all that had ears to hear.